welcome to your June 2021 reading. Let's look into your energy today for the sun, moon, and rising signs. If you don't know your sun, moon, and rising sign, you can look in the description box down below for a free site that will take you to what you need. If this reading does not resonate with you, remember that energies can be reversed, means that you can assign the roles any way you like. But stick around because there may be something in the reading that you need to hear. These messages are timeless, and that means that even if you were to listen to this message a year from now or 2 years from now, if God brought you here, it's because there's something in it for you, whether it's today or in the future. If this reading does not resonate with you, it just means that I'm not picking up on your specific energy at the time. If there are cards in here that you want to resonate with you, but they're just not yet, that's okay, because all you have to do is go to the video, What Are They Thinking About You, April 2021, and at the end of that video, it explains on how to raise your vibration in order to match the cards that you're looking at and that you're wanting to bring into your life. Because all of manifestation is in your hands anyway. So if there's things in here that you like, great, use it. If there's things in here that you don't like and it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too. During this reading, the angels are bringing the Holy Fire Reiki energy to you. And at the end of this video, I will release the trapped emotions for your sign. I will let you know what essential oils and maybe even some crystals that can help maximize your energy. So check out the description box down below for all the details. If you like this reading or you were entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. This way you can get notified as soon as I post something new. So before we get started, what I'm going to do is talk about some major things that are going to be happening in June so that you can understand where we're going before we get into your actual reading. There's a new moon solar eclipse that's going to be happening on June 10th. We're going to talk about that. Also, Mercury Retrograde is going to be for the entire month of June. And then we just got out of a lunar eclipse, which you probably should be still feeling some of the effects from, which was really wild, crazy energy. So if you've been feeling off balance, that's why. I did a video about the lunar eclipse. That will be in the description box down below so that you can get some more information about that. And it's for all signs, so you can watch your sign or all of the signs. Doesn't really matter how you do it. It's going to be a very intense month from mid-May until the end of July. And that's just because of everything that's happening. But this month is very important for people because it's about changes. It's about surprises. It's about making the instability stable again. So eclipses, whether they are lunar or solar, the eclipses are very important because they make things appear, things that you didn't know before. Like for instance, there was a friend of mine who we went over her retirement for her, and she didn't realize how close she was to retirement because she just assumed that this pension was going to take care of her instead of realizing that she could have just taken that money out and put it in a Roth IRA, and then she could build up her own money for herself opposed to giving it to the pension. That when she passes, the pension takes your money. You know, they may take care of you while you're alive, but what happens to your family and that extra money, that extra growth, right? She doesn't get the extra growth. The family would only get whatever she put in, which was very small compared to the growth, right? So that's what I'm saying. Something like that. You can get really big things that make sudden life changes for you, that make you go, you know, I really need to take a look at that again. And that's what's so important about the eclipse season, about the retrogrades. Please don't fear any of this stuff because it's the thing that you go, man, I wish I knew that, because if I would have known that, I would have made a different decision. And it really is it can be a very positive experience for you if you go into the mindset that way. Instead of the mindset of, oh my gosh, changes in my life, I think I'm done. You know what I mean? We don't need to do that, right? Okay. So, very interesting things. We're going to talk a little bit about Mercury Retrograde first before I get into your reading as well, because you need to know some things. Mercury Retrograde is about misunderstandings, miscommunication, restlessness. You might be jumping around to a bunch of ideas. So you may be feeling the effects of the lunar eclipse that we just had, where you might be feeling like you're pulled in a million places, or you just have so many ideas of things that you want to do. When we're in Mercury retrograde, we want to make sure that we don't jump to conclusions. That's really important. We want to make sure that we kind of wait on major decisions. It's not that you can't make major decisions. It's just really a month of planning is better. Because what can happen is if you make major decisions, quick major decisions like, let's get married. You know what I mean? Like you just met a person and you want to get married right away. It could turn into disappointment. You could backtrack a lot in the relationship, lots of redos. And then also we have where there's probably, because of the solar eclipse, there's probably going to be a large correction in the stock market, but it's going to be temporary. So those people who have money in the stock market, the best thing that we always do is we always just stay. Don't freak out. Don't pull your money out and create a panic. Because it's possible there's going to be a correction because of the energy and the planets. And so just be aware of that and take a deep breath, and whatever you do, try not to do major things like pulling all of your money out of the stock market because there was a correction and now you're like, oh, we're going to lose all of our money because of, in our Bitcoin and everything. Just don't do that. Just say, you know what, if I'm going to make any major decisions, it's going to be in the middle of July or the end of July. I'm just not going to do it right now, but I will make the decision. I'm just not going to do it right now. Because finances is a big thing with all of those planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Aquarius, all of those planets. Finances is really big for that. And finance is also really big when we're talking about the Mercury retrograde as well. We could spend too much, or we could plan for our future. So it's really whatever decision you're going to make. New moon solar eclipse is in Gemini on June 10th. That could bring on a correction around that area. But that right after that, though, Mars goes into Leo on June 11th, which is going to give everybody the courage to push forward to their goals. So even though we're going to be in Mercury retrograde, you are going to get this feeling of wanting to push it forward towards your goals. And that's fine. Just make sure that we're not starting a brand new business. It's good to start a business, but make sure we're in the planning stage and that you actually do the launch after the Mercury retrograde, which is July, the middle of July, okay? Now, June 12th, then we have Venus is very powerful, and then you're going to want to feel like going to parties and love and creativity and all of those things. And then June 13th, you're going to get more secrets revealed by the sun, because the sun is going to start shining bright and big in the solar system. So we're all going to get illuminated as well. So it's going to be a very, very powerful month. My job for you is to give you as much information as you can so that you can move through it. Please use the support of your friends. Maybe I'll even post a suicide hotline in case some of you guys need to talk to someone and you don't want to talk to your friends, because I'm not saying it's going to be that horrible, but it depends on your astrology and what you're going through in life and how many changes you're going to have. And so what I'm saying is the energy won't last forever. So for those of you who are feeling like you can't do this anymore or whatever, that could be a feeling, because whenever the energy is big and we're not understanding it, or we're not linking two and two together, then we could have that feeling. Some things that you want to remember for the Mercury retrograde is that you might be forgetful. It's going to pass. All of this is going to pass. You might have a hard time making up your mind about things. You might change your mind a lot, going back and forth. You might second guess yourself. You might have issues with your cell phone, your computer, your electronic devices. You might need to plan a little bit better for trips, road trips and car trips and plane trips. Just make sure you leave a lot earlier and a lot for more time. Like, don't leave at the last minute, because Mercury rules over communication and travel. So make sure that you are just giving yourself ample amount of time when you're driving. Try to get your car serviced before the retrogrades next time. And if you didn't do it, make sure you do it after the retrograde. Get your car serviced, get your cell phones and things like that repaired and stuff after the retrograde, unless you need it repaired right now. But just be aware that there could be a lot of back and forth with the repairs, and just let it go. Be what it is. Be very fluid through this time. It's not really a good time for making contracts. You can do it. You just have to look at all the details. You can't just go, okay, and sign it like you could at a non-retrograde time, or you have before at other times and everything was worked out, because you might not have all of the information to make a great deal. So that's why you don't really want to do contracts or promises or something like that during the retrograde. It's just because you may not have all of the information. You might want to buy something and think it's a great deal and then want to sign the contract, but then right after Mercury retrograde, it goes on sale. So that's why you kind of want to wait. And so if you can wait, just say, hey, I'd love to do this with you. I think I'm just going to wait until the end of July. And I did that when I bought my house. So I found the house that I wanted during the retrograde. And I almost bought a house during the retrograde, but because I knew this, I was like, I don't know. And then I found out later that the house had a natural spring on it. And even the landscaper was like, I wouldn't have bought that house, which is really good because I ended up not buying that home because it was the retrograde. That's why I didn't buy it. And then I waited till right after into the shadow period. Then I found a house, and then we didn't actually sign the contract until the retrograde was completely over. So just so that you are aware of that, there are ways of working around it. And I was very clear with my realtor, I'm not buying a home during the retrograde. My realtor probably thought I was crazy because she didn't really know much about it, and I understand, but I know. And if you know, you can just be like, hey, if we can hold off on this, I'd like to. Now, if you've already been making plans for something for a really long time and the event happened in the retrograde, it's supposed to, and that's okay. So I have a lot of people who've been looking for jobs, and they're like, oh, am I not supposed to take a job right now? No, if you've been doing it well before, then yes, you totally can. If this is something that you've been doing for right before the retrograde and then it just popped up. Now, if a job pops up in the retrograde that you had not in your awareness, that could be a good thing because of the solar eclipse, but it might not be a good thing too. So be careful and make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and check every detail and ask for more information. Don't just assume. Don't assume anything during the retrograde. Make sure you're very clear about your communication. Make sure you know all the details about the job. Make sure that you know everything and see if maybe you can't hold off on actually signing the contract until the shadow period at least. Those are some things to kind of look at. I'll put the link to the dates of the Mercury retrograde in the description box down below as well, so that you can click on that and you can see all of the dates for the Mercury retrograde so you can plan your life accordingly and just in a very good way. Okay, Sagittarius, before we get into your actual energy, your cards, I want to talk about what's going to be happening for you during the Mercury retrograde so that you are aware. The Mercury retrograde started on the 29th. So let's see what is happening with you right now. Well, first of all, Sagittarius, you are the energy of power, superior confidence and enthusiasm, faith, good fortune, authority. That is the Sagittarius sign. Mercury is how we think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. And it's going to be your seventh house is going to be lit up, which is the area of your life that is about long-term, significant partners, romantic, business, and family. Okay, that's what's lit up for you right now. Let's talk a little bit more about that seventh house. So Sagittarius is the opposite sign of Gemini, and something that you're going to be looking at is other people. So marriage, close partnerships, negotiations, trade, commerce. You're going to be really, really effective with negotiations and commitments and communications. So close friends, lovers, marriage, commerce, trade, love and romance are all going to be evaluated and looked at, and you're going to be really, really good with those. Oils that came up for you were rosemary and oregano. All right, and we'll talk about those as we go through the reading. And the trapped emotions we're going to release at the end of this video are depression in your gallbladder at 7 and anger in your gallbladder at 7. We'll do both of those separately because we need to release them separately. That's how it has to work. All right, let's get into your actual energy with the cards so we can see what's going on specifically with the Sagittarius sign during the retrograde. It feels to me like Sagittarius is doing a little bit better than they were doing with the lunar eclipse that just happened. I mean, there's still stuff coming up, but I feel like we're moving in the right direction. We're moving in a good place. Okay, so we're looking for only accepting the highest and best truth for the Sagittarius, highest and best good, bringing forth the most accurate answers. Sagittarius, I want to thank you so much for the likes and subscribes and hitting the notification bell texting me and emailing me and commenting me on my stuff. I really appreciate that. So I just want to say thank you. Now, I didn't get anything out on the 29th because it was my son's birthday, and I only do things for my children on their birthday. I don't work. So I started on the 30th, and the videos were so extensive and took a lot of energy that I just needed to rest afterwards. I know it was like hour-long videos for like Gemini, and I did the air signs first, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, because they're going to have the most benefit, and then that way I could see what was going on, and then that might give me a little bit more insight as I did yours. So sorry if you felt like I took a long time, but there were reasons. And I like to be in the energy so I get more accurate picture of what's going on. The closer I am to being in the energy is better. Okay? Okay, Sagittarius. All right, we're looking good so far. Okay. Nice, beautiful. We have good energy. Good for you. I love it. Okay, and one more here. Beautiful. We have good cards. It's awesome. I'm feeling really good things. Nice. Finally, I love it. Okay, Sagittarius, you are the overall energy of this entire reading for Mercury Retrograde is you're in a good place. You're in a really good place. You did a lot of work to get here. This is a really awesome place to be. Emotionally, you're doing really good. This is the look on this guy's face is determination. It's, yeah, like he's putting those things in the ground. You have to have strength in order to do that. So it's very good. A very good sign. Very good place to start. Okay, where are we coming from? We're coming from the Queen of Wands. She's hot. Okay, so she's like, people are seeing you in a good light. You just look really good. Like Venus is like shining down on you or something, right? You just look great. And so the Queen of Wands she's very supportive. She's very social, self-aware. She makes good choices. She expresses herself well. This is no gender of the card. This is just the energy that we're coming from. And there was good opportunities, and it allowed you to step more into your power. So I know there was some ugly stuff that happened. A lot of you guys went through tower moments. All the other signs were trying to hold your hand and be there for you. But I really feel like you came out on the other side really, really well. Good for you. The energy that is in the Mercury retrograde is the Page of Swords. So this is kind of a newer energy as we move through that old energy. The Page of Swords is hard work is paying off, which we just talked about that. We just had that. And people are going to help you this month. So be alert on the fact that people are going to help you. You're going to get lots of good information coming in for you. And you may even get a contract or two. Remember, if you get a contract of some sort, whether it's a job or home or anything like that, make sure that you check all the details always, okay? But you're going to definitely be relying on your intelligence more than your emotions this month, which is pretty good because sometimes we get really stuck in our emotions and it gets kind of tricky. Now, I do have to say that this card is crossing over it, and this is a card of feeling like trapped. So maybe there's some areas in your life where you still kind of feel trapped and you still feel like you got to do some work. That may be what is going to come up for you. I have a feeling it's going to be around relationships because that's what was lit up in your house. It's other people. So other people making you feel trapped in some way, whether it's in your mind. But remember that this person is in control of their life because what's trapping them is bandages. I mean, take the bandages off. And look at, that's the fire sign. You're a fire sign. She's wearing a red robe, which means that she is in her power if she'll just take off her bandages and take off her blindfold and walk right out of those swords, okay? So you do still have the power. So this is generally an entrapment of the mind, okay, about relationships. Okay, you're asking about your Queen of Cups. So your Queen of Cups is a person that you feel is very intuitive, nurturing, treasures people, ideal partner. And she's intimate, very stable. She has boundaries. She's motherly, loving, caring, makes the world a better place. Love and happiness just follows her heart. You're asking about this person. Now, this could be a guy having the Cancer energy. This is actually a card of Cancer, or one of the cards that demonstrates Cancer. or a water sign, but it's mainly Cancer because that's generally a Cancer sign. But anyway, you might be asking about a Cancer specifically, or someone who has the traits of a Cancer. So what you're asking about is, it's either your deception or are they being deceptive? So it's two different ways that this card can be read. You're asking about, okay, what I'm hearing is because of this right here, you being trapped in your mind and you feeling like, and you're focusing in on other people. I feel like, and I just kind of checked in with Spirit, that you're feeling like you were deceptive to this person, and did it destroy the relationship? Did, you know, you're feeling really bad about that, really bad about how you treated someone in the past, and that's what's trapping you. And here's because we're focusing on other people. So you're not feeling like this person was deceptive to you. You feel like you did some really deceptive things to this person, and you feel bad about it. And that's a good thing. It means that you're a human being and that you are a good person, because only good people feel bad about their mistakes. So I think that you kind of wish that you would have treated this person better. Let me see if I can get some more clarity on that. Can we get how Sagittarius feels about their person? How do they feel about their person, that they feel like they did some deceptiveness to, or they treated badly, or they should have treated better? Something like that. There is definitely some kind of feeling there. How are they feeling? What kind of information can we give them about that? And like I said, roles can be reversed. So if you feel like, oh, I wasn't deceptive to anyone, then maybe somebody feels like they were to you, okay? So yeah, you really do love this person, or they really love you, because you're like my long lost best friend. I feel like I've been missing you my whole life. You're my lost paradise. So maybe what happened, you guys feel like kind of disconnected from whatever happened. And thank you for your beautiful light and energy in my life. So this person really was a good person in your life and always was there for you no matter what. Or maybe, like I said, roles can be reversed. Maybe you were the Cancer energy. Maybe you were always there for someone their whole life and they were deceptive to you. It could be either way. But there's definitely some feeling of remorse in this situation. Either you feel remorse like they took advantage of you and you wished it didn't go that way. But there definitely is some sort of, it's a deep connection and it's a lovely connection. And it's still a really good connection, even though there was something in the connection that was hurtful, okay? So that's good. It means you're a good person, okay? If it was you who feels like you're feeling bad. And otherwise, if it's reversed, then it means that they're a good person because they're feeling bad about what they did to you, okay? Normally, it's going to be, when we're talking about this sort of relationship, it's going to be both parties feel like they had some contribution to the deceptiveness, some contribution to the ugliness or whatever happened, okay? So don't take all of the blame. I don't think it was 100% you. If you're feeling that way, please don't do that. You don't have to feel guilt or shame around this relationship because it looked beautiful. I mean, look at the cards that came up. I mean, wow. You know? And just to be very clear, what is this person, if it's Sagittarius feeling bad about this person, can we find out what this person feels about Sagittarius? Whoa, I'm getting cards flipping out. I want to be more than friends. I wish things could be different. They want to be close to you. I feel you leaving me behind. So they want to be close to you, but they're feeling like you're not as connected, not as close. They feel like you're holding back. And maybe you are, and maybe you're not, you know? But there's definitely, like, they don't care about that deception. They're kind of over it. They're done. They just want you in the here and now is what I'm hearing. They want it to be super connected. I know I was a distraction from your pain. I wish I had treated you better. You were the best thing in my life. Okay, so there's some beautiful, beautiful conversations, communication that we definitely need to be looking at. I might be keeping some of these out for your picture. Let's keep these out. Okay. Where are you going? The energy that's coming towards you is actually the Ten of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. Cancer had the same exact energy. They're actually in the energy. Yeah, they're in the energy of the Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups, I showed Cancer the same thing. Upside down, it's a super happy face. Look at that happy smile, right? I mean, it is, these people are looking at the rainbow with everything they want in it. Look at what we've accomplished. We're so amazing. They're a couple and they got some kids running around and they're looking at the world is so pretty and they just love life. That's what's coming up for you. So thank goodness, because we're in Mercury retrograde, but you're going to feel real good about it. All right, so we got the Knight of Wands, which is a faster moving energy. Events are going to start. So this is the energy you're going to be in. You're going to feel great. The energy around you is going to be wonderful, and you're going to be, boom, feeling ambitious, right? So this is you. Events are going to speed up. Blocks are going to be lifted. You're going to feel like writing again. You're going to want to travel, and you're going to just feel fired up and time to take action. So if you decide that you want to do that, make sure that, remember that you're in Mercury retrograde, so if you're going to travel a lot for more time and all those things that I told you in the beginning of the video, okay? All right, people around you, they're feeling really good too. You know, this can be a card of fighting, but with you feeling so good and you have this great energy around it, I just don't see it as fighting. It's a celebration. So it can go either way. The shadow side of this card is lots of fighting communication, and the other side of this card is like lots of just happiness and communication and just loveliness. It's just amazing. That's good. All right, so we have the outcome of the closest outcome, one month, right, or so, is going to be the Ace of Wands. And so this could be a card of connection, bringing your phallic symbol to someone that finally you're going to open up and be like, okay, I feel so good right here. Let's get it on, right? I'm just kidding, right? Or it could be same thing, just feeling very fiery in your power. We're talking about career and invention, work issues, creative work, flash of inspiration, all of those things. Expressing yourself. That's why the phallic symbol comes out. Oh, I'm expressing myself. I want to express myself with you, type of thing. And then coupled with that is definitely the card of happiness. Another card of happiness, card of kids being in the picture, and just happiness. Yellow is always happiness and giving and taking and just spending time in your child self. That could be your child self coming out and wanting to play a little bit, and just it's a playful card. So very playful, very fun. Okay, so we have, before I get to this, they're showing me to go ahead and go to the oils. And the first oil that they're showing me to go to is actually oregano oil. They don't want you to get hung up on this feeling of feeling bad. And so oregano oil is an oil of non-attachment. So these oils you can find in the description box down below. There's a link to doTERRA's website. I only use doTERRA when I'm talking about essential oils because they are the purest on the planet. You get exactly what they say is in the bottle. There's no adulteration, nothing added to it. So in the description box down below, you can get a $35 membership, which gives you 25% off all of oils for the entire year. If you want to waive that, that's the best way to buy the oils, by the way. Don't buy retail. Retail is like not even, it's more expensive, and friends don't allow friends to buy expensive, an expensive way. It doesn't make any sense. So what you're going to do, you could also do, if you want to waive the $35 membership like I did when I first got started, I wanted an actual kit. You can actually get a kit, and the kit will waive that $35 membership fee, and you will have 25% off for the entire year and a bunch of oils to play with. I would just add, oregano comes in all the kits, and then you just have to add rosemary, which I think is like $15. It's not even that much, okay? So oregano is a hot oil. You need to dilute it, so make sure that you get some fractionated coconut oil with that as well. And then you can dilute it down and put it on the bottom of your feet, and that will protect your immune system and also help you from not attaching to this deception or this feeling of guilt and shame and whatever is around this relationship. The other one is knowledge. So rosemary is a great oil for remembering. So if you want to go down reminiscing chats or something like that, but just remembering things, and maybe you want to get rid of things karmically and you want to remember things. If you have a test coming up, you can remember things. If you have negotiations coming up, it'd be great to use this oil because it'll help you be sharp and remember, right? So it's transition and knowledge. So as you transition through the Mercury retrograde, rosemary would be a great oil for the biggest outcome, the one 3 to 6 months from now, from all of this energy from Mercury retrograde, moving past July, is going to be the World card. Is probably the best card in the deck when we're talking about an outcome. You definitely always want the World. This means everything in your manifestation, what you want, what you dream, everything that makes you happy in life is coming. That's going to be a part of your existence. How do we do that? We have to get rid of our heartache and pain. We have to get rid of the guilt and shame. We have to get rid of this, whatever happened in this relationship between you two. We need to resolve that. We need to have some communications where you negotiate your feelings or whatever, because that's what you have going on for you, is that partnership, long-term marriages and long-term relationships and closeness and communicating and all of those things. You know, you can use these oils to help you not be attached, and then also to remember some really great things, and then bring you into this and get rid of some of that heartache, and that'll move you into the Empress energy. It's beautiful. All of this, like if you just take this card away, this heartache, it just flies away. Like we don't need it. Then you just have such amazing energy going to be coming for you at the end of the year this year, which is the World card, everything you want, and the Empress energy means you're going to be looking good and looking hot. And whether you're a guy or a girl, everybody wants to be the Empress. Everybody wants to be the Empress. Everybody wants that card. And you got it. Anything you want, you got it. Anything at all. I think Gemini got that same card. No, they got the Wheel of Fortune. But still, they got the same song. Anyway, okay, so that's that. Let's look at the crystal that can help you move through the month. And you can put this in your pocket if you're a guy, you don't want to wear jewelry. Women, you can wear jewelry. The reason why I wanted to get to 500 subscribers is because then I can do an Amazon link, which can help link you to the crystals. I can do that research for you because I can't get that link until I have 500 subscribers. So that was my next goal. All right, guys. Let's see. Oh, that's so funny. Cancer got the same one. Shungite. 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 Detox your life. Yep. Well, yeah, my husband's a Sagittarius and I'm a Cancer. We both got Shungite, detox our life. So that, and we've been eating a lot better, and we cut out sugar, and I'm probably going to go take some Zindecrine oil, because that's what I told them, Cancers, to do as well. As you could do Zindecrine oil. It's the only oil that starts with a Z, so you can look it up and add it to this. You can get the little soft gels if you want and take those and start detoxing your liver, detoxing your kidneys, all of those things, because that would be very beneficial for you. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to release the trapped emotions. Depression in the gallbladder at the age of 7. Anger in your gallbladder at the age of 7. So go ahead and sit back, find a comfortable position, a comfortable space. And you can lay down or sit down and just listen to the music, and I want you to concentrate on your breath. Ready? Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. I'm going to invite Archangel Michael and your angels and spirit guides and your higher self and your inner child at the age of 7 to come in and help us with this depressive anger moment that created some of this stuff in your gallbladder that triggers every time you get in an argument with someone, or every time you don't get what you want. Sagittarius, it triggers that, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of that today so you don't have to deal with that anymore. Remember, you can come back to this as many times as possible, and I highly suggest that you do before any kind of major talk that you're going to have with someone, so that you don't get triggered and go into depression or anger. Okay, so we're going to start with depression. So I want you to go ahead and imagine your gallbladder, and I want you to imagine the depression that's living there, that's been there since you were 7 years old. And I want you to breathe in, and when we breathe out, we're going to get rid of that depression that's in your gallbladder. Ready? Breathe out. Archangel Michael, I ask that we release this depression that's been living in the gallbladder of the Sagittarian collective at the age of 7. And can we breathe in? And can we release that? Very nice. Next, Sagittarius, we're going to do anger. And anger, go ahead and breathe in. Think about your gallbladder and think about the age of 7. You can think about the thing that made you really, really angry. it was the same thing that made you depressed. And if you can't think of anything, you can think of something that's going on in your life right now that's triggering you to be angry. So breathe out. Breathe in. Archangel Michael, we'd like to release this anger that's been living in our gallbladder since the age of 7. And breathe out. Very nice job, Sagittarius. So Archangel Michael, I want to thank you very much for being involved in this releasing opportunity, and also your angels and your spirit guides and your 7-year-old for allowing us to release this anger and this depression that's been living there, so that we can move on with our life experience without having to hold on to this and without those things being triggered. Remember, we can have several anger experiences, several depression experiences living in our gallbladder and all over our body. I've released 1,300 or more trapped emotions in my body, and so just remember that, and remember that if you get triggered, just come right back to this video and do it again and do it again and do it again. It'll be here. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you so much for coming and being involved in this today. If you like this video or entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as soon as I hit the notification bell. That way you get notified as soon as I post something new. And I can't wait to do the next reading. Right now I'm doing about 2 to 3 videos and getting done with the Mercury Retrograde videos and the June videos. And then we'll dive into something else. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.